Welcome to the Inc. Productivity Tip of the Day. Today's tip: your business needs you to sound more authentic when you talk. Authenticity is an important quality that people value in their social interactions, and it can have significant consequences on how others perceive and engage with your business. A recent study by researchers at Stanford and Harvard explored the role of verbal authenticity in interpersonal, social, and entrepreneurial settings, and found that it is closely linked to positive perceptions and outcomes. People seen as more authentic in their language fared better in that particular setting. Past studies on authenticity have focused on authenticity as a self-reported trait. The current study, however, assumed a different approach in suggesting that coded language serves as a behavioral vehicle to communicate authenticity. In other words, when we hear someone speak, we automatically and unconsciously infer that they are an inauthentic person, and our interactions with that person are greatly impacted as a result. The researchers conducted 4 studies that examined the effects of verbal authenticity on human perceptions and behavior. In the first study, participants listened to audio recordings of people describing their experiences in a job interview and rated them on various dimensions, including authenticity. The results showed that those who were rated as more authentic were also perceived more positively in other ways, such as being seen as more likable, competent, and trustworthy. In the second study, the researchers analyzed online conversations between strangers who were randomly assigned to either be authentic or inauthentic in their communication. They found that those who were authentic received more positive social engagement from their conversation partners, such as more likes and comments on their posts, and were also more likely to continue the conversation. In the third study, the researchers examined the relationship between verbal authenticity and financial investments in an entrepreneurial context. The pitch show, Shark Tank. They found that entrepreneurs who used more authentic language in their investment pitches received more funding from investors. Finally, in the fourth study, the researchers conducted a follow-up to the second study by analyzing online conversations between strangers who were either authentic or inauthentic. But this time, they also measured the emotional content of the messages. They found that those who were authentic not only received more positive social engagement, but also had more emotionally meaningful conversations. This suggests a virtuous cycle with authenticity in which positive engagements lead to more positive experiences. Verbal authenticity is a powerful predictor of positive perceptions and outcomes in diverse settings. The researchers also found that authenticity can be captured using both top-down and bottom-up approaches to linguistic analysis, suggesting that it is not just the content of what people say, but also how they say it that conveys authenticity. The study findings provide further evidence that authenticity is an important quality for individuals and organizations to cultivate, as it can lead to positive social engagement, financial investments, and other meaningful outcomes. We like people who we see as authentic. It's a cornerstone of trust in most relationships, whether personal or professional. That's all for now. You can find more articles from entrepreneurs and today's thought leaders at Inc.com. And check back tomorrow for another tip from Inc.